Good morning, everyone. Welcome to practice. So I am Anne Casapini, and it's Sunday, and it's snowing out. Today, I want to do a practice with you in honor of what Thich Nhat Hanh calls the 4 Buddhist elements of love, of true love. Since it's Valentine's Day on Monday, I was thinking about that. So we'll explore that, but first let's get centered. So take a moment to sit very comfortably, either on your chair or prop or floor, and just bring your awareness into the foundation. So whatever's touching something, the floor, your chair, or prop, and just allow yourself to get kind of heavy. Sense that support. Your hands can rest on your lap. Lean back a little bit. Please lengthen in your spine. So the tailbone draws down, and from the top crown of your head, you can imagine a string pulling up like that. Close your eyes, or 3/4 close your eyes, and stare at a point in the floor softly. And just bring your awareness to your breath now. Just gently notice that you're breathing, that you are alive, that you have arrived on your mat for practice today. And gently breathe in through your nostrils if you can, and gently breathe out. Welcome yourself exactly how you are, whatever you're feeling in your body, in your mind, in your heart. Welcome yourself. And I'll ring a bell as a gentle reminder to come to this moment right now, letting go of everything that happened yesterday or this morning, and everything you'll do later today. Good, and please sit comfortably. I'm just going to share a few words from Thich Nhat Hanh. So Thich Nhat Hanh is a Zen master, and he shared a teaching that I thought might be interesting to you, 4 Buddhist elements of true love. And of course, it could be a very long talk, but I'm going to make it very short, just give the basic elements. The first is Maitri, which is friendship, brotherhood or sisterhood. And the key element of that is understanding. So the idea is you offer your friendship, you listen well, you listen to your friends' dreams, obstacles, sadness, with mindfulness, right? You discover about your friend. And the key thing is too, that you offer that friendship in a sense of freedom. Like you respect your friend's freedom, your loved one's freedom, as you respect your own. So that's Maitri, friendship. Really understanding, really taking the time to understand that person. And then there's Karuna, which is understanding someone's suffering, and not only understanding it, but making that effort to remove it, to transform it. You love that person so much, you see their suffering, and you make your efforts to remove that suffering. Doesn't mean you have to suffer as well. It just means that you, like a doctor with a patient, the doctor assesses, really listens in to the symptoms, and then the doctor prescribes something that will help transform that suffering. So that's part of these 4 Buddhist elements of truly loving, being a loving person, helping to remove the suffering. And next is mudita. This is joy. So in true love, joy is shared by both. And the person you love, their happiness is your happiness, and your happiness is their happiness, right? Just seeing someone you love happy makes you so happy, right? mudita, joy. So that willingness to make that person happy. And then there's Lupexia, which is non-discriminatory love, like totally full of equanimity. Like if you had 4 kids, you don't love one more than the other. You cultivate equanimity in your love for each of your unique children. You cultivate that. This Thich Nhat Hanh says this is a higher form of love, and he even uses the example sort of in with presidential candidates like Bush and John Kerry. He said, maybe you resonate with one with some of their ideas and approaches, but he says we need to love both candidates because the other candidate is helping to remove suffering from the other 50% of the population. So we want to love unconditionally. And he says, when you can do these 4 elements, the friendship, the listening, the capacity to remove and transform suffering, the bringing joy to the ones you love, and the equanimity, he says that is when your heart becomes really immense. And when your heart becomes really immense, you no longer suffer because a little small thing doesn't bother you anymore. Your heart is so open, so loving that there are no more frontiers, no more boundaries. So you can't suffer anymore with that. So let's explore that in our practice today in different ways. I want to meet you on the mat. I'm going to change my glasses. I wore red for Valentine's Day. Okay, so here we go. I was thinking about how do we cultivate these 4 elements of being truly a loving person. I think you have to start loving yourself. Yeah? So with the practice, the first thing we do is listen in to bring some understanding to ourselves, where we are in this moment right now. So let's start in Tadasana, mountain pose. Your feet are outer hip width apart with hands on hips, bend your knees and just sense, listen into your feet. Are they balanced? Yeah. And then come to standing, turn the palms out, inhale, lift the arms. And as you exhale, release the arms. Listen into your breath. Gently inhale, lift. Engage your legs strongly. Your thighs are lifting. It feels like you're lifting your kneecaps. Exhale, release the arms. And again, inhale, full reaching to the sky, stretch. And exhale, breath and movement. Start simply. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Good. Now roll the shoulders up and back and down. So we begin with really exploring how are you today? Really giving attention to yourself, bringing some understanding where the areas of ease are in your body. Let's reverse that. And where the areas of tension are in your body. Very good. Turn your right palm out. I'll do the opposite of you. Inhale, lift that arm. Exhale, side leans. You're crescenting the body. Press your navel back towards spine. Maybe even put the bottom hand on the ribs. I want you to open up the intercostal muscles. Yeah, so align your shoulders in the same plane. So you're not like rounding forward like that or too far back. The shoulders, the top shoulders in the same plane as the bottom, and you're breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then on the next inhale, come up. And exhale, release. Other side. Turn the palm out. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, side lean. Bottom hand can come to the ribs. Open up the intercostal muscles. Yeah, stretch from the outer edge of your left foot all along that edge of your body, all the way beyond your fingertips. Good, good. And then breathe in and release that arm as you exhale. Good. Now let's do standing cat-cow. I'll show you from the side. Bend your knees. Inhale, please. As you inhale, arch the back. Yeah. Sit bones move back. Yes, and up. Shoulders move forward to your ears and back. Good. Elbows hug in toward the ribs. When the exhale comes you round, scoop out the belly. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And as you continue practicing, right, you're listening into your body. This is Maitri. And you bring compassion to yourself, right? Whatever's going on. Maybe you didn't sleep last night. So you bring some compassion to that. You go gently in your practice. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. That's Karuna, compassion. That second element that we cultivate. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Good. Next time you inhale and arch, stay there. Open your arms out to the side. Press into your feet. Touch the ceiling. Exhale the hands in front of the heart. Good. If you're using a chair, let's do half dog. If you don't wish to use a chair, we'll do a down dog. First down dog of the day. So half dog is you hold on to the chair and you have the 4 feet of the chair safely on your mat. Then you step back and bring your ankles under your knees, under the sides of your hips. Stretch your arms. Lift your upper arm bones, your upper chest. Bend your knees. Feet are outer hip width apart, pointing forward. Bend your knees. Yeah, tilt your pelvis forward so your sit bones rise up and you get more concavity here in the lower lumbar. Then stretch your spine, reach your tailbone back and your heart forward, and enjoy this and explore the joy that arises when you do a really delicious half dog. Right? Because we want to cultivate joy in our practice. I don't ever want the practice to be something like on your must-do list. I hope that every time you step on your mat, it's an opportunity to give yourself a little bit of joy, a little bit of fun in the practice. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Good. And then walk forward to the front of your mat. Come to standing. Great. Please take the right leg back in a warrior one position. Front toes pointing forward, back toes turned out about 30 degrees. Root the inner edge of your front foot, bend the front knee. Feel the calf stretch. Exhale, straighten. Good. Now test the waters. How's your balance? Is it okay not holding? If it's not okay, move the back leg a little wider. Good. All right, let's do moving warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, bend the front knee and reach. Inhale, draw your elbows back, open the chest. Exhale and release. Good. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, bend the front knee and reach. Inhale, draw your elbows back. Feel your upper back muscles working, the rhomboids. And exhale, release. One more. Rooting through your feet. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, bend the front knee and reach. Inhale, draw your elbows back, open the chest. Exhale and release and switch. Good. Let's continue now. Bend the front knee. Test the waters. Feel the stretch in your back calf. And then straighten that leg. So both legs are straight. Don't hold on to the chair for a moment. Check your balance. Again, if you need a little more stability, move your back leg more off to the left for a little broader stance. Ready? Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, bend the front knee and reach. Inhale, draw your elbows back, open the chest, open the fingers. Exhale and release. Good. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale. Enjoy the flow. Inhale, draw your elbows back. And exhale, release the arms. One more. Inhale, rooting through the feet as you lift the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the front knee and reach. Inhale, draw your elbows back, open the chest. Exhale and release. Good. Step forward, march in place. Turn your chair around. Let's go quarter dog or another full down dog with hands on floor. Modified is this quarter dog. Hands are on the front edge of your chair. Step back into an upside down V shape. Align your feet, your outer hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Start with bent knees, please. Lift your upper arms away from the floor. Hollow out the armpits. Melt between the shoulder blades. Create a little valley there. Stretch your arms, stretch your spine, and now hips back, thighs back. Gently breathe. You can nod your head yes and nod your head no. Release any neck tension. Gently breathe in and gently breathe out. Your head is below your heart, which is an inversion. And it's, think about how playful that is. As adults, it's very rare that we're upside down. So take that in for yourself. Enjoy being upside down. Yeah, refresh your brain. Good, good. And then leaving your feet where they are, come forward into plank pose. Thighs lift, hips lift, and go back. Downward facing dog. And again, inhale forward, plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good, stay there in down dog. Bring the inner edges of your feet together. And slide the right foot back. And then you're going to lift a little bit. Keep your arms strong. Lift your navel, a little support there in the core. Lift that back leg to the degree that you can. Foot is flexed. And now stretch everything. Stretch your arms, your spine. Stretch each leg. You're pressing out through that back heel. This will give you a big stretch in the bottom leg. Can you feel that? Lower that leg. Let's try the other side. So the inner edges of your feet start together. Inner legs are together. Slide the left leg back a little bit. Lift it a little or more. You lift your upper arms. You lift your navel. Now stretch everything. Reach out through the back heel. Try to keep your hips level. Gently breathe. Have a little fun with it. Exploring the element of joy, which is mudita, one of Thich Nhat Hanh's 4 elements. Good. And then walk forward. When you get there, bend your knees. Place your hands on your hips. Squeeze your elbows together. Lift your chin out of your chest. Float the arms out to the side, up to the ceiling, and then exhale the hands in front of your heart. Good. Let's go to the wall now and open up the pectoral area a little bit. So put your right shoulder to the wall. We'll all do the same side so you don't mix up rights and lefts. Okay, so you're about, let's say you're about a foot away from the wall. Lift your right arm up to the ceiling, the hand that's closest to the wall. You're going to lift it up, straight up, and then you're going to take it back behind you with the palm up, and you're going to place that the pinky edge of your palm right on the wall. Now, if this feels hard already, you can step a little further away from the wall. But if it feels okay, you can stay there. Bend your elbow a little bit to help soften it a little bit for you. Eventually, your arm will be straight. Rooting through your feet. Look at your feet. Make sure they're balanced. So you're rooting. You're aware of your mountain pose feet. Lengthening your spine. And as you exhale, twist your torso away from the wall. And gently breathe. So what you're going to feel, I'll just turn and show you. You're going to feel a big stretch right here in the upper quadrant of that arm that's pressing against the wall. So this is a really nice stretch for the pectoral area. It's good for lymph drainage, breast health. If you need more stretch, carefully, come closer to the wall. You take your armpit a little closer to the wall. You move your feet first closer to the wall, and then you press your armpit toward the wall. Good. And then to release, you can bend the elbow and just let the arm hang down. Shake it out a little bit. Let's try the other side. So please turn. You can lift the arm that's closest to the wall up, straight up to the ceiling first. And then you take it back behind you with the palm up. Karate chop the wall with the pinky edge of your hand. Your feet can be about a foot away from the wall, but that's going to vary with each of you depending on the degree of tightness in that area for you. So root through your feet, lengthen in your spine, and gently revolve the torso away from the wall as you press the wall with the pinky edge of your hand. The other hand can be on your hip. Press your navel toward your spine. Sense the stretch, gently breathe. Good. To release it, bend the elbow, release the arm. Ooh, wow, it feels like that'll just open everything up, really, really get you going there. Now, of course, there are going to be some poses that you really like, and then there are going to be some poses that you really don't like. But we want to cultivate some equanimity. That's the 4th point that Thich Nhat Hanh talked about in True Love. We want to cultivate some equanimity in that even the poses we're not so in love with, we still practice them because usually the ones we're not so fond of will really help us the most. Yeah, so that's good to remember. Let's go back into a down dog now that we've opened the shoulders a little bit more. You could do quarter dog or full down dog on the floor. If you're doing full down dog on the floor, just a reminder, crease lines of the wrist are going to be parallel to the front edge of your mat. Index fingers are parallel to each other, not turning in like this, but more either parallel or even a little bit open toward the pinkies is okay, because it'll give you that nice external rotation in the upper arm. All right, so here we go. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Bend your knees always to start. Freeze up the hamstrings. Lift the upper arm bones. Yeah. So you're not collapsing like that. You're lifting the upper arm bones up away from the floor, like as if you were going to come to a push-up position. And at the same time, now your hips are pulling back, your inner thighs are pulling back, and you stretch everything. Yeah, really good. Now bring the inner edges of your feet together again. Let's play with this a little bit. Keeping strong hands and arms. Slide the right leg back. Inhale, lift that leg up. Exhale, bend the knee. Good. Inhale, open the knee and hip a little bit to the side. Exhale, close the knee so your knees are parallel again, your thighs are parallel. Then inhale, stretch that leg out behind you. And then exhale, lower it down. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale back into down dog. Good, good. Adjust your feet as needed. You're going to start with the feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, open that left knee and the hip a little to the left. Exhale, close it back down so it's parallel to the other knee. Inhale, straighten the leg out behind you. Exhale, lower it down. Good. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, back into downward facing. Please walk your feet to the front of your mat. Bow forward. Now you can have your hands, your forearms on the chair like this. I want you to play with the weight of your legs onto your feet and your hips. So move your hips back. Feel that. The hips are back behind your heels. And then move the hips forward, your torso forward. See how more of the weight is on the toes. Find the place in between, that balanced place. Side of ankle, side of knee, side of hip in alignment. And then you just fold over. If that starts to feel easy, you could put your hands on 2 blocks. I forgot to get my blocks. I'll get them later. Or your hands can come to the floor, fingertips on the floor. And if you're able to take your fingertips to the floor, then do this. Hands press down forward, feet press down back. Feel how that lifts some of the weight off the tops of your thighs. Hands press down forward, feet press down back. Release the neck and head. See how this feels. Really good. Bend your knees, lift your head, hands on hips, squeeze the elbows together, slowly come up to standing. And then take the arms right up to the ceiling and exhale the hands in front of the heart. Good. Now, let's take a lunge. You can turn your chair around if you need to, or you can leave the seat where it was. I'm going to take the right leg back. So here, the front knee is bending. The back leg is going to be as straight as you can make it. But if you had a recent surgery or you have any great degree of tightness right here, you can bend the back leg a little bit to modify. I really want to see the front knee vertical over the front ankle. Good. So look at the angle of my thigh here. This is a modified position. Those of you that have more flexibility, you can slide the back leg further back and you'll bend that front knee enough more that this front thigh will become parallel to the floor. But I'm modifying today. Still reacquainting my bionic hip to the poses. When you're ready, inhale, lift one arm and release it, and then the other arm. So you can alternate that. It's really helpful to root the inner edge of your front foot for your balance. Those that want max challenge, you're going to lift both arms. So stay rooted in your feet and legs, lift up out of the waistline. Maybe even look up to where the wall meets the ceiling. maybe even arch back a little bit. Gently breathe and then hold on and step forward. Good. So chair is optional. Those that don't want to use the chair, you don't have to. I think it's nice to have it there for stability in case you need it. Bend the front knee, knees vertical over the ankle, slide the back leg back. So again, if you see the position of my hips and knee, this is more modified in this lunge. On this side, I can go deeper and show you how eventually this front thigh becomes more parallel to the floor. Yeah. And the back thigh, you need to lift that up a little bit. Good. So you can stay here, or you can start to alternate your arms, lifting one at a time. And then you can do both arms lifting. If you have any tenderness in the lower lumbar area, be sure you're drawing your tailbone down and you press your navel back towards spine to help lengthen the lower lumbar area. Good. Gently breathe here. Excellent. And breathe. Remember, you can bend the back knee to modify or really work to get it straight for more challenge. Yeah. So lift up out of the waistline, look up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep rooting through the inner edge of the front foot for balance. Anytime you need to hold on to the chair, just grab it. And find the breath here. Back thigh lifts, front thigh descends. Very good. Hold on. In one or more steps, step forward to the front of your mat and march in place. Yeah, really good. All right. From here, I'd like you to interlace your hands behind your back. It's going to be like this. Look at your feet. Be aware of what your feet are doing. Outer hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Bend your elbows. Inhale, roll the shoulders forward, up and back, but not down. Interlace your fingers. Pull your fingers apart isometrically, meaning they're not really going to pull apart. At the same time, you press your elbows in toward each other. So I'll just turn so you can see this in the camera. I pull my fingers apart. The palms are opening up apart from each other. And at the same time, I'm pressing my elbows back toward each other. So again, this is opening the shoulders, the pectoral area. Lift your sternum, your breastbone. Now see, those that want more challenge, straighten your arms behind. And those that want less challenge, release the fingers. Pretend you had a beach ball between your hands and you're just pressing the beach ball. So there's a space. Or this. Then you can bend the elbows and take both hands to one hip. Straighten the arms out behind you. Both hands to the other hip. Straighten the arms out behind you. And release. Good. Let's open up the quads. Work on balance in King Dancer pose. Now you may need a strap for this one if you have very tight quads. So have a strap nearby if you need it. Facing the front of your mat, possibly have one hand on chair. Make the right leg light. Hold your hand to the knee, slide the hand down the shin, then lower the knee toward the floor like this. And then hold on to the toes. Thighs parallel, knees parallel. Now, if that's hard, you could take a strap, fold it in half. Put the strap at the front of your ankle, and that's going to extend your arm. So this is to feel a nice stretch in your thigh muscle, your thigh muscle. Good. More challenge, lift the left arm. More challenge, bow forward. Press the toes into your hand. Gently breathe. See how it goes. The chair is there for you should you need to grab it. Gently breathe. Yes. Good. And release. So every different move that we do helps you bring a little more understanding into your own body and into where you're at today in this moment. Understanding and compassion. Yeah, we want to bring those elements into our practice. So if you needed the strap on that first side, we're going to use that again. Otherwise, hug the left knee in, slide the hand down the shin. That's like a nice trick in order to access your toes more easily. Square your hips to the front of your mat so the heel presses just to the outside of the butt, like the space of a credit card between your inner heel and your outer hip. Good, good. You can stay here, or more challenge, lift the right arm. Stay here, or more challenge, you bow forward, you kick the foot into your hand, and you bow forward. So explore. If you get any pain in your knee, you can pause a moment like I'm doing and bend the standing leg, the weight-bearing leg a little bit, just to get grounded more in your foot. Gently breathe. Press your navel to your spine, draw your tailbone down. Find the breath, kick the toes into your hand. Good, and find a little fun and joy in this moment. Yes, and release. Good. So I always, in the balance poses, I always think if we were a group of kids, we'd be laughing, like, look at me, look, I can do this. Let's do another balance pose. Let's do tree pose. So put all your weight, I'll do opposite of you. Put all your weight on your right foot. Open the other knee out. Ball the foot on floor on that other foot and heel resting on inner ankle of the straight leg. One or both hands in the heart. Root down through your feet and legs, through the lower body. You'll feel a nice rebound lengthening in your spine. Maybe open the arms out to the side. Maybe lift the arms up overhead. See if you can grow roots and get tall and relax the shoulders a little bit. You can pick a gaze point for your eyes in the wall in front of you or the floor in front of you. Drishti. That's the word for the gaze in Sanskrit. Drishti. Gently breathe. Good. For more challenge, you're going to maybe change your foot position. On that bent knee side, you slide the foot up a little bit higher or even all the way up to your inner thigh, and you can hold it there if you like. Eventually, maybe it'll stay by itself. Press your inner thigh to the sole of the foot and press the sole of the foot to the inner thigh and gently breathe. Allow a hint of a smile to come to your lips. Excellent, and release. Good, yes. Release any tension that you may have created. Let's go to the other side. All your weight's on your left foot now. I'm doing opposite of you. The right knee bends and opens out. The right heel rests on the inner left heel. Ball of foot on floor. Good. One hand in heart. Other hand in heart maybe. Open the arms. Lift the arms. Palms can face each other. Good. So see what it feels like on this side. Explore gently with curiosity, with compassion for yourself. Maybe you're going to bring the sole of the foot all the way up to your inner thigh, and it's fine to try all three positions and see what is appropriate for your body today. So you're going to press the inner thigh to the sole of the foot. Press. That's adduction. Yeah, let's see. And breathe. And if that's too hard, go back to the other foot position on the inner calf, or all the most stable position, ball of foot on floor. And gently breathe. What can you soften? Can you soften your eyes, your jaw, shoulders? At the same time, you're getting taller because you're growing your roots. Yes. Good. And gently breathe. And release. All right, now let's do a couple standing poses, then we'll go to the floor and do a couple of floor poses. I want to do a couple of like the warrior twos, the extended side angles, and triangle. Let's do all of those. So if you're using a chair, have the two back feet of your chair on the long edge of the mat. Take a wide stance. And please, anytime you need a rest, feel free to take a rest. You don't have to do every single pose that I am suggesting we do in the sequence. You learn a lot by watching. So always feel free to rest. So if you're going to do this pose with me, take a wide stance. Your feet are pointing forward to start. Open your front toes. So I'll do opposite of you. So you do your right foot opening 90 degrees. And your left heel is going to widen out. Good. So really the back knee should be pointing toward the back of the front heel. Good. Please bend the front knee. Yes, back leg is straight, front leg is bending. Front forearm goes onto front thigh. We'll do extended side angle modified. Feel the feet. Lengthen in your spine, gently revolve the torso open. You can stay here. Or top palm faces the ceiling. You swing that top arm behind you. Swing it over your top ear. Now stretch everything. From the outer edge of your back foot, stretch along the top edge of your body. Hug the ear to the bicep. And breathe. Good. More challenge, you take the bottom hand to a block on the outside of your bottom ankle or to the floor. Gently breathe. Keep the bottom shoulder open. You can touch it and move it back a little bit. And breathe. Good. Nice. From here, hold on to the chair. Press down on your front thigh. Straighten the front leg. Let's do another pose on the same side. Bend the front knee. Warrior two. Lift the front arm shoulder height. Lift the back arm shoulder height. Keep awareness in that front knee. Don't let it fall on the inside of the big toe. Keep it opening more toward the pinky side so that your kneecap, your patella is pointing straight forward. Okay, good. Warrior two. Excellent. Bend the front knee any amount more you can. Good. Hold on to your chair or hands on hips. Straighten the front leg. Let's go right into triangle, same side. So you're going to slowly reach the front arm long. So you're long on the underneath side of your torso. Bring that hand down to your thigh or to your shin below your knee or to your ankle or to a block on the outside of your ankle or even all the way to the floor. Revolve the torso open, heart to the ceiling. Lift the top arm up. Yeah, your eyes can look down to your big toe. That's the easiest for your neck. Or more straight ahead in the direction of your belly button, or classically up to your top thumb. Lean back, stretch everything. Stay rooted in the foundation. Breathe. Good. To come out of it, hold on to the chair. Look down to your front foot, bend the front knee. You press down into your feet, press down off your thigh. Come to standing and turn the feet around. Good. Please bend the front knee. Align your kneecap. The center of the patella is pointing over the base of the second toe. Back leg is straight. Back heel is wider than the toes. Front forearm onto front thigh. Please lengthen in your spine. Revolve the torso open a little bit toward the sky. You can stay here or add the top arm, palm to ceiling on that top arm. Reach the hand behind you, the arm behind you a little bit, and then swing it all the way over your top ear. Hug the ear to the bicep to the inner arm. Stretch from the outer edge of your back foot all the way along the top edge of your body, beyond the fingertips. Good. Again, if you want to go deeper in this pose, that front hand can go to the floor on the outside of your ankle or a block. Gently breathe. Explore the pose to find deeper understanding of your own body and how it works. To find compassion for yourself, whatever injuries you may be working with or recent surgeries. To find some joy. Good. Hold on to the chair, press up your front knee, but stay in the warrior two leg position. So we can just add the arms now. Warrior two. And to find a little non-discrimination, like we come to the point where we don't really necessarily have favorite poses and least favorite poses. Well, it's very human, of course, to have them. But to appreciate all the different moves that our bodies can make. Yes, good. From here, triangle. Slowly straighten the front leg. Slowly bring your torso over to come over. You can reach that arm long, the front arm, so that the side body here is nice and long as you come into the pose. And you'll notice differences on each side. You might feel more tightness on this side, on the inside of your leg than the other side, or vice versa. You can move your feet a little wider if that feels comfortable on your body. Lengthen in your spine, revolve the torso. You can stay here, or you can add a lifting of the arm, full triangle pose. Both legs straight. Eyes can look down to your front foot or in the direction of your belly button. Gently breathe. Nice. To release the pose, you can hold on to the chair, bend the front knee, press on your front thigh to reroute. Come to standing. Parallel your feet and walk in. Good. Let's sit on the chair a moment. Show you from the side. Sit to the middle front edge of your chair. Feet are on the floor. You can hold on. Let's strengthen the quads a little bit here. Extend one leg out. Lift it up. Lower it down. Bring it back. Other side. Inhale, extend. Foot is flexed. Toes are flared. Exhale, lift it up. And if it's stubborn or weak, you can use your hand to help it. Inhale, lower the leg. Exhale, bring it back. Let's try that again. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it up even a little bit. Yeah. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back. Wonderful. Let's do a seated forward fold or a standing forward fold. You pick. The seated one is here. Hands are on your thighs, right above your knees, bow forward. Maybe take your hands to a block or to the floor. I want your hands to be weight bearing, so just hang out here, stretch your back spine. If you're going to do a full standing forward fold, you can lift your hips up off the floor, parallel your feet more, and take a full out standing forward fold. And again, hands press down forward, feet press down back. Help you lift your abdomen a little bit off your thighs. And then fold deeper, bend your elbows. Go ahead, take the lower ribs toward the thighs. To come back, make sure the chair is still where you think it is. And come back. All right, let's move the chair to the side and come to lay down on your belly. We'll do some strengtheners for the back muscles. So you can come to lie down. Take your time. Come to lie down. Let's do Locust Pose. So forehead to the floor, arms alongside body. Let's put the palms down today. Feet are outer hip width apart. Good. So a couple of actions I want you to maintain. Tailbone down, navel lifts towards spine. Keep those actions going. Toes press, hands press to start. Inhale, lift the back of your skull, the sides of your throat. Come up. Float the shoulders up toward your ears and then up toward the sky. Stay here a moment. Good. Now from the tops of your legs, almost lift your legs, but don't lift them. From the tops of your arms, almost lift the arms, but don't lift them. Now from the tops of your legs, actually lift your legs. From the tops of your arms, actually lift your hands and arms. Gently breathe. Good, and release. Make a forearm pillow. You can turn your head to one side and rest. Good. Let's do that again. Forehead to the floor, hands by your hips. Toes press, tailbone presses. Navel lifts. Now lift the back of your head, sides of throat. Lift your arms, lift your legs. Point the kneecaps down. Gently breathe. Tailbone down, navel lifts. Good, and rest. Turn your head the other direction to rest. Good. And now, please come onto all fours. You can start on your forearms and elbows and then make your way up to all fours. So here, let's do a couple of cat-cows right here on all fours. If you need a cushion under your knees, please put a blanket under your knees. So firm your hands, firm your arms. When the exhale comes, really round your spine. When the inhale comes, release your spine and look forward. Exhale, round. Release your spine, look forward. Exhale, round. Release your spine, look forward. Then find a more neutral spine. Bring your inner knees together, inner legs together. Stretch the right leg out behind you. Lift the leg a little or more. Good. Tailbone down, navel lifts. So keep those actions. Tailbone down, navel lifts, and really press the bottom shin, bottom top of foot to floor to help ground you. So this is position A. You can stay here. More challenge, you lift the opposite arm and reach it forward. You can stay here. If your toes start to cramp on that bottom foot, you could tuck the toes under. You can stay here, or more challenge, elbow to knee. So elbow hugs into knee and you stretch out. Elbow hugs into knee and you stretch out. And then rest. Walk back for a minute to stand on your knees like this and just roll your wrists out a little bit. And let's go the other side. And again, remember, if there's a particular pose that's not suitable for you today, you can always just watch for a couple minutes and then we'll be on to something else. Joining inner knees together, inner legs together. Feel the foundation, whatever's touching the floor. Extend the other leg out behind you. Now it's the left leg. Lift it up, foot is flexed. Draw the tailbone down, navel lifts. So you're not overarching in the lower back. This is position A, you could stay here. More challenge. The opposite arm is going to extend. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep pressing your navel up toward your ceiling. Yes. And then max challenge, elbow to knee and extend out. Elbow touches knee and extend out. What really helps is rooting through that bottom shin and bottom top of foot. Let's release that and open the knees, take child's pose. So move your hips back, toes touch, knees open. Move your hips back a little or more. Maybe coming onto your forearms. Maybe bringing your elbows back, hips toward heels. See how far your body wants to go today. I like to stack my fists up like this, one fist on top of the other, to rest my forehead. Gently breathe. Good, good, good. And slowly come up, bring the legs around for Dandasana pose, Dandasana staff pose. So in Dandasana today, let's take a minute. I'm just going to face you like this so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to take your hands and you're going to roll your thigh in toward the space between the legs and pull the fleshy part out. Roll the thigh bone in like the whole upper leg. You roll it in, but pull the fleshy part out. It just makes it easier to sit up in your Dandasana. So I'm going to turn to the side now so you can see that from this point of view. I roll my leg and pull out the fleshy part. Inner spiral. It's really inner spiraling your legs. Take your hand here. It widens the sit bones, makes it easier to sit up. Flex your feet, flare the toes. Gently breathe. I like to be high up on my fingertips with bent elbows so I can roll the shoulders up and back. Really open the heart area, the chest area. Spread the toes. especially the fifth and fourth. Can you spread those a little more apart from each other? Gently breathe. Press the backs of your legs to the floor. Good. Let's take a twist, bend the right leg. Left hand is going to be on the right knee. Inhale, lengthen in your spine. Exhale, twist toward the bent knee. Every inhale, lengthen in your spine. Every exhale, gently twist. For more challenge, you can cross that leg right over the straight leg. Inhale, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, gently twist. Good. Inhale, come back. Let's do the other side. So the left knee is bent. You're leaning on your left hand. Inhale, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, gently twist the upper body toward the bent knee. Good. Inhale, lengthen in your spine again. Exhale, gently twist. Again, you could cross that leg over for a little more challenge. Inhale and come back. Good. And shake out the legs a little bit. Let's do something for your abs. Bend your knees, lift your chest, lean back a little bit. You want to feel like your shoulder blades are really firmly on your back and your chest is lifted. Start this way, lifting one shin, then the other shin. You could keep alternating that way. Or you could try both shins lifting at the same time. Lift your heart. Or you could try straightening the legs. Or you could maybe let go. Ooh, yeah. Gently breathe. Work your feet more. Flex your feet, flare the toes. And release. Yeah, good. Let's take reverse table. Point your fingers to the long edges of the mat. Root through your feet. Your knees are bent. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, press feet, press hands, lift your hips. Gaze at your knees. Do not throw your head back, please. If you have no neck issues, just look to the ceiling. Otherwise, keep looking at your knees. Yeah, and release. Roll the wrist out. All right. Now, we've had a request for Pigeon Pose. So I'm going to try to talk you through. Pigeon is not a beginner pose. So if you want to do a different hip opener, this is going to be hip opener pose. I'm going to show you first an alternate hip opener, and then I'll describe pigeon. Okay. So actually, let everybody do this one first. Everybody together. On your back, knees bent. Let's do ankle to knee hip opener. Pick whatever side you want to start with. Ankle to knee. This top foot is flexed. You can press the top leg a little bit away from you. This is a very modified way, moving the femur to the back of the hip joint. You can interlace your hands behind. So if my left leg's on top, I'm interlacing my hands behind the right thigh. I pull that leg in toward myself. At the same time, I press the left forearm into the left thigh. I press the left leg away. And then those that want even more challenge, you're super flexible. You interlace your hands on top of this bottom leg here, and you pull the knee in closer. Turn the head to the floor. See how it goes. Keep pressing the top leg away from your chest. Yeah, good. Let's switch. So ankle to knee, very modified is what I'm doing because this is my bionic side. I'm pressing my right hand to my thigh and I press it away and I release it. Very key for everyone is the top foot is flexed. Toes are pulling back toward their own knees. I'm gently pressing away. That's all that I would do if you've had a recent hip surgery. Got to be super gentle. But if you're going to continue, then you're going to pick up the foot that's on the floor, interlace your hands behind that thigh and pull that knee into your chest. You got it. And breathe. Notice the differences on either side of your body, and love your body anyway. Like we cultivate this equanimity. Like, okay, this is I'm developing an understanding. We are developing an understanding for ourselves, living in this particular body that we have. We're developing compassion for ourselves. We want to have a sense of fun in the practice, right? No matter what's going on, no matter what limitation you're dealing with. And we also want to just kind of like explore all the poses to the best that we can in the moment, right? With love. This is how you develop that love for yourself and true love for yourself, and you can extend that then to others. All right, enough talking on that one. Hug your knees into your chest, massage your lower back, and now I'm going to show you or talk you through pigeon. So, or you could repeat the one we just did on either side, okay, if pigeon is too hard. So pigeon starts on all fours. Starts on all fours, like this. Bring your knees a little bit behind your hips, okay? You're going to take your left knee to the outside of your left wrist and have that front shin on a diagonal. The front toes are going to be pointing to the back knee. And then you're going to slide the back leg back to the degree that you can. From here, come high up on your fingertips. I'm not going to model this fully, so just really more listen to my voice. Come high up on your fingertips. Some people can put one hand on the front knee, the other hand on the hip. Some people can put both hands on hips and really lift the torso. For a second, do that. Then you're going to fold forward. Everyone, fold forward. And here, what really helps to square the hips, you drag your back knee forward isometrically and you press the front knee back isometrically. Does that make sense? It means they're not really going to move, but it's an action that you create. I'll say that again. You drag the right knee forward on the floor. It's dragging forward as if it was going to move forward, but it's not really moving forward. And you keep that. Notice how that lifts your hips a little bit away from the floor. And then the left knee is pressing down and back, giving you more of an external rotation on the front thigh. Good. And breathe. I like to rock my hips back and forth, like pretend you have a water balloon in your hips and just kind of go back and forth. Those that want more challenge because you have a lot of flexibility. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm getting my earbud. Sorry about that. It likes to fall out of my ear. I was going to say, those that have more flexibility in the hip, you can bring this front shin more toward parallel to the front short edge of your mat. Yeah. And you can stay there and breathe. I'm going to come out of it. And to go to the other side, come onto all fours again. Slide the front knee to the right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Slide the other leg back like this. Okay, can you see that? If you get cramps in the back toes, just tuck them under like this. Good. So this front thigh, you can kind of externally rotate it there with your front hand. Good. And again, I want you to do that isometric action with your knees. The back knee pulls forward, the front knee pulls back, dragging it on the mat toward each other. And you see how that lifts your hips a little bit? Lifts the bottom of the pelvis. Maybe walk your hands back. Maybe have one hand on this front thigh, the other hand on the hip. Or those that have super flexibility and strength, your both hands will come to your hips and your shoulders will be over your hips and you'll be more upright in your torso. Again, I can't model that today because of my bionic hip. So just listen to the words. And then you're going to bow the torso forward, coming onto your forearms. And just stay here a moment, squaring the hips. Breathing. See how it goes. It's nice to take your right hand to the front thigh and externally rotate it. Thumb right in the groin, and then you rotate it out toward the forefingers. Good. And then come back onto all fours and take a down dog to align yourself. You just did asymmetrical. So start on all fours, tuck your toes, lift your hips. You could also be doing down dog with your hands on a chair. So you can grab your chair, put it on your mat, and do quarter dog with the hands on the front corners of the chair. Good. Good, good, good. And just a moment on your mat. Swing the legs around. Let's go into bridge. Bridge. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just exploring, that's it. You try. Sometimes you're doing poses in the practice that you've done a million times before. And sometimes you're doing poses that might be new to you. So that's why I always call this gentle practice, because you want to have an open-minded approach and not force anything. So it's again, it's what Thich Nhat Hanh was talking about, cultivating these qualities within ourselves, and then we can learn to love ourselves fully, and then we can learn to love others fully, right? So let's do bridge. Feet on floor, elbows by ribs, lift your hips, head back, eyes look above eyebrows. Hold the pose, yeah. Reach your tailbone toward your knees. So with every different shape, every different move, every practice, we develop a friendship toward ourselves, just exactly how we are, in just exactly this body, at just exactly this age, at just exactly this weight. We develop a friendship and an understanding with ourselves. And we have some compassion. We develop compassion for ourselves and release the hips. Good, let's try one more. Lift up. And hopefully, again, like a little joy, like a little fun with this. If you want to do a different arm position, interlace your hands underneath you. Wriggle the upper arms toward each other. Eyes look above eyebrows. So you have a little fun with it. And release. Now bring the inner edges of your legs together. Elbows are going to press again. Lift your hips. And now for more fun, or just a different variation, optional variation, you lift one knee into yourself and then you stretch that leg up to the ceiling, but keep your hips level. Eyes look above eyebrows. So you're pressing the back of your skull into the floor. And release. Good. You can rest in between. Hug the inner edges of your feet and legs together. Press down as you lift your hips. Press into the elbows to really help you and support you. Now the other knee comes into your chest and you stretch up. Hips level. And breathe. And release. And once again, massage your lower back. Circle, circle. Stretch one leg out on the floor. Hug the other knee in. Gently breathe. Hug in, hug in, hug in. Explore, see what this feels like today. Might feel a nice stretch at the top, front thigh of the straight leg. And then switch. Hug in, hug in, hug in. See what that feels like right now. Should be nice for your lower back as well. Bottom leg is straight, foot is flexed. Gently breathe. Go ahead and slowly release. All right, so now let's go into our meditation. I invite you to just stay on the floor today. So we'll go right into meditation and Tadasana. Maybe for today, for a fun variation, just to lift the heart and support the heart, you could take a blanket and make a long rectangle like this. Okay, so it starts in the half fold. You make a long rectangle like that. And you're gonna put it underneath your shoulder blades like this. I'll just show you. My shoulders are on the floor, my head's on the floor. So it makes like a band across the back underneath the shoulder blades to lift the heart. See how that feels for you. It can feel nice. You might need like another blanket under your head. So I don't want you to strain your neck. Arms are in cactus, elbows and shoulders are above the blanket. If that doesn't feel good to you, then just lay on the floor directly. But you can try it. Good, good. And do make yourself warm. So put socks on. I'm going to come closer and put my socks on. Put a sweatshirt on. Let these final moments of class be as delicious and mindful as the rest of class. Right? Like you deserve it. You deserve a rest. You deserve meditation practice to give your mind a rest. We all know our body needs a rest, but we don't necessarily know that our minds need a rest too. Pardon me. Can take a sip of water. The heat. Don't you find the heat dries out your throat? All right, so making yourself very, very comfortable and warm. Begin by drawing your awareness into your body and allow each side of your body to feel balanced and supported, both on the left and the right. And gently breathe in and gently breathe out. Yeah, just allowing yourself to kind of settle into this position. Yes. And once again, I want to share the 4 Buddhist principles, the elements of true love, for you to contemplate in your meditation today. The first is Maitri, friendship. And you can ask yourself, in your friendships, are you understanding? Is there a sisterhood, a brotherhood? Do you offer freedom and space to your friends and respect their freedom as well as your own, right? So we can practice these qualities, these beautiful elements of true love, first directed into ourselves. Do you spend time with yourself? Do you give yourself some time to kind of just hang out with yourself without distractions, without always having radio, TV, internet? Like, can you do that? Can you spend time with yourself and befriend yourself and understand what you're going through with mindfulness, your obstacles, your dreams, your joys, your sadness, your aspirations? And the second one is Karuna. Not only just understanding suffering, but working to transform suffering. So for yourself, do you have a set of tools that you can use to transform your own suffering? To lift your spirits when they're low? What are your go-tos? Is it yoga? Is it dancing, music? Can you remind yourself that you have that capacity to understand and to help transform it? Help transform your own suffering. I think it's important to have a toolkit. And then mudita, joy. Do you allow yourself joy? Do you have the capacity to experience joy? It's something we cultivate. Each of these, something we can cultivate. And Thich Nhat Hanh says that these qualities have no limits. We can practice them every day. So friendship with ourselves and others. Transforming suffering. Joy. Connecting to joy. Giving joy. Experiencing joy. And finally, Lupexia, which is non-discrimination. Equanimity. Equanimity. Loving yourself exactly how you are. Loving others not because of their skin color or their religion or their beliefs or they're on the same spiritual path. Just recognizing that you need to love yourself and others need your love. But this is a higher form of love, says Thich Nhat Hanh. It's inclusive. It means your heart becomes immense. No limits, no boundaries. Love sans frontières. And now if you've been having a blanket underneath your shoulders, you can remove that blanket and just lay directly on the floor. Just rest now. Shavasana, deep rest. Now gently deepen your breath. Begin to move your fingers and your toes. And slowly bring yourself back up to sitting. With hands in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. I bow to you. Namaste, everyone. Thanks for coming to class today. See you next time.